I do see the hands, but please currently type your message in the chat. We have disabled everybody's microphones and we will keep it as such until we reach a point of questions and answers. Otherwise, people join with their microphones unmuted and it causes a disturbance. So just a quick word of welcome to everybody. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Rika Dry. I'm the course coordinator for FAC 1501, 1502, and 1503 at UNISA. I'm joined tonight by Ms. Van die Kerk. She is your module responsible lecturer for FAC 1503. I will present on the accounting equation tonight, and then once I'm done, Ms. Van die Kerk will handle the questions and answers. So please just allow me to share my screen. Okay, for a start, when it comes to the accounting equation, there is 3 basic rules that you need to memorize. There's no other way to go about it. So the first one you need to know is that assets will always increase on the debit side and they will decrease on the credit side. So what does this mean? If a business, for example, let's make it a store that does grocery deliveries, they go and they buy themselves a delivery van. That delivery van is a vehicle. Vehicle is classified as assets. And if they buy a vehicle, it means their assets will increase with that vehicle that are now currently standing on their premises after they purchased it. So vehicles will then be debited because vehicles increased. On the other hand, if they paid for that vehicle with cash from their bank account, a bank account with a favorable bank balance is also an asset. And if we take cash out of the bank account, our bank account or the cash in the bank account then decreases, which means if the bank account's balance decreased, it means that bank account was credited with the amount because the rules say assets increase on the debit side and it decrease on the credit side. So I just quickly want to take you to your module side. Let me quickly find it. Okay, so on page 7 of your compulsory reading, you have this table, table 2.3. So if you go and have a look under assets, there's a list of account names. Memorize those to make things easier when it comes to assessments, because if you then see land and buildings, equipment, furniture, vehicles, computer equipment, investments, law library, inventory, trade and other receivables, clients control, bank account with a positive balance or petty cash, then you can know that assets were affected by the transaction that you're looking at. So please memorize what's on this table on page 7 of your study guide. So then if we now go to the second rule, the second rule says that liabilities will decrease on the debit side and increase on the credit side. So practically what this means is if the business now, for example, goes to the bank to obtain a mortgage loan to buy a new property, they will owe more money, which means their debt increased. Now, liabilities is always a debt. So if the debt increases, it means your liability increased. So a mortgage loan is an example of that. If the business goes and buys stationery on credit from a supplier, trade and other payables control will be affected, which is also a liability. Now, if a bank balance is an overdraft, then it's also a liability. A bank overdraft means that you took more money out of your bank account than what you had to spend. So then you owe that money to the bank. That's why a bank overdraft is classified as a liability. Now, on the other hand, after you've purchased a property and you now have this mortgage loan, you will have to make monthly repayments on that loan. Now, the moment you pay back some money on that loan, it means the amount of debt that you owe decreases. Now, that means if we look at the rule that liabilities decrease on the debit side, so if you go and you make a payment on a loan, then your liabilities will decrease, which means the liability account will be debited. Now, if we go back to your study guide under liabilities, there's a list of account names once again. Long-term loan, mortgage bond, a short-term loan, a bank overdraft, trade and other payables, and your trust creditors. Now, clients control and trust creditors control, the one on the assets and one on the liabilities, is something that you will become more familiar with as this module progresses. So be sure that you know these two accounts well from the start and that you start recognizing the transactions that affect them, because those two accounts are very specific to you as law practitioners in future. So then if we now go back, the third rule for the accounting equation is equity will decrease on the debit side and increase on the credit side. Now, equity is slightly more complicated, but if we start with the easy part of it, then you've got capital and you have drawings. Capital is when the owner of a business contributes something to the business that supports the business and helps the business to generate money, or it's funding that the business can use to buy an asset or pay expenses or do something with. So an owner can contribute cash, which can then be used to pay salaries or the water and electricity, etc. The owner can contribute an asset like a computer or a vehicle that the business can then use, or a property. The owner can also contribute by making a down payment on a loan. They can contribute by paying an expense on behalf of the business. So just keep in mind that a capital contribution is not just always when the owner deposits capital into the bank account. Now, on the other hand, drawings means that the owner takes some of the capital out of the business for his own personal use. Now, the same as with a contribution, the owner can take out cash. He can take out, or she can take out a asset. The business can pay a liability on behalf of the owner or an expense on behalf of the owner, and all of that will be drawings. Now, if the owner makes a capital contribution to the business, then it means that equity will increase, and that contribution will then be credited to the capital account, because equity increases here on the credit side. Drawings will be debited to the drawings account because it will decrease the equity of the business, and equity decreases on the debit side. Now, where it becomes a little bit more complicated is on income and expenses. Income and expenses also form part of equity. Now, income will increase your equity because if you make a profit, so through the income that you generate, the money available in the business to expand or that belongs to the owner increases. On the other hand, if you pay expenses, the expenses will decrease the equity. So expenses will be debited and income will be credited. So I'm going to work through an example with you guys, but I want you to keep these 3 rules in mind as we do the example. So we are going to have a look at Mr. T. Malepe that runs a small accounting service business named Imbalance. The entity is not registered as a VAT vendor and maintained a favorable bank balance. So what we see here is, first of all, not registered as a VAT vendor, which means we can completely ignore any VAT implications. If that statement said the entity was a VAT vendor, then we would have had to think about value-added tax as well. Then the second important thing that we see here is the business maintained a favorable bank balance. Now, a favorable bank balance means our bank account and all the transactions affecting it will fall under assets. So, very important statement to look at in any questions that you might receive. Okay, so the following transactions by Imbalance took place during February 2025. Then we are given 7 transactions and we are asked to analyze the transactions. Now, in terms of your assessment that opens tomorrow, please make sure that you read the instructions given on any questions. It is extremely important. So, when you complete a question with a table like this one, use a full stop to indicate decimals. If you use a comma, even if you typed in the correct answer, it will be marked incorrectly. So please use a full stop. This is very, very important. Round off to the second decimal after the full stop. So it means if there's cents, you need to indicate the cents, which means round off to the second decimal. If an element decreases, you must indicate that with a negative sign, so a minus sign in front of the amount. An increase must be indicated by using no sign. So just if it's a positive or an increase, just type the amount as is. If you want to indicate a decrease on one of the elements, use a minus. Then very important as well, the amount must be shown without the rand sign. If you're going to type in the rand sign in these blocks when you do your assignment tomorrow, then it will be marked incorrectly because the system is not going to recognize it. Please only type the amount and then no sign or a negative sign, and remember to use a full stop, not a comma. Then the next thing, if a transaction has been provided and it is not applicable to an element, then please record a 0 in the amount column of that element. If a transaction increases and decreases an element, so like our example on assets, if you buy the vehicle with cash, the vehicle's increased, which was an asset, and your favorable bank decreased, which was also an asset, then you must show the net effect between the plus and the minus in the amount column of, in our example now, assets. So please keep that in mind as we progress. These instructions might differ throughout your assessments during the semester. So please always read these before you just dive in and start answering it. Okay, so transaction 1. We purchased stationery for use in the office from Satoli Stationers on credit for 2,350 Rand. So the first thing we see is we purchased stationery for office use, and then it was done on credit. So what did we do? We purchased stationery, and where did the funding come from? It was on credit. So on credit means our liabilities will increase. So we can immediately go and say 2,350 under liabilities. Now the next question is stationery an asset or is it an expense? So if we now go to our table and we search for the account name and we go to expenses, stationery falls under expenses. Now, the reason why stationery falls under expenses is because it's a consumable. If our business was not an accounting services business, but a stationery store, and they purchased the stationery to sell, then that stationery would have been inventory and would have been classified under assets. But since it's stationery for use in the office, it falls under expenses. So if we now go back to our example, we said that assets will not be affected. And expenses, if we go to our rules, expenses decrease equity, which means the expense must be debited. So a decrease, if we look at our rules, said a decrease must be indicated with a negative sign. So minus 2,350 under equity. Then our second transaction, paid in balances monthly water and electricity of 3,400 Rand with an electronic funds transfer. So first account is water and electricity. And the second one, which tells us where the funding came from, it came through an electronic funds transfer, which means we paid for it from our bank account. And we already established that we had a favorable bank balance, which means bank is an asset. So if we pay something from the bank account, it means the bank decreases. So if we look at the rule of assets, assets decrease on the credit side. So keep that in mind. And then we had our decrease of minus 3,400 under assets. Water and electricity is an expense. So it's minus 3,400 Rand under equity. And this time we have 0 under liabilities. Transaction 3, we received a direct deposit of 4,300 Rand for accounting services rendered. So the business delivered a service and was paid for it. So the services we rendered is an income, which means our equity will increase because income increases equity. So we will have a positive 4,300 Rand under equity. And then they said we received a direct deposit, which means we received the cash. So it went into our bank account. Our bank account with a favorable balance is an asset. So our asset increased with the cash. So it's 4,300 under assets. And this time around 0 Rand in liabilities. Then transaction 4. A debit order of 1,200 Rand for insurance appears on the bank statement. So a debit order means the money was taken from our bank account. So our bank account decreased with minus 1,200, indicating the decrease in our bank account. Insurance is an expense, so it decreases equity. And this time around, we once again have a 0 under liabilities. Transaction 5, we received 2,500 Rand from Mrs. Mkhize in settlement of her account. So we delivered services to her somewhere in the past, and we invoiced for the services. We recorded the income, but she didn't pay. And now at a later stage, she comes and she pays what she owes us. So Mrs. Mkhize is settling her debt. Now, in a trading business or a service entity like this one, when we deliver services to a client on credit, trade and other receivables control will be debited. You will see as you progress through your module that in a law practice, when you invoice for fees, that is taken to the client's control account, which also falls under assets. Now, when the client then settles that account, you need to decrease what you indicated in the trade and other receivables or the client's control with the amount paid. So trade and other receivables control is an asset. Mrs. Mkhize came to pay it. So we are going to have a minus 2,500 Rand for what she settled. But because the cash was deposited into our bank account and our bank account is an asset, our asset will also increase by 2,500 Rand. So if we then look at instruction number 7 that said we must show the net effect. So minus 2,500 plus 2,500 means that we need to indicate 0 under our assets for transaction 5. And then we didn't have equity affected and we didn't have liabilities affected. So 0 and 0. Then point 6. The owner paid in balances telephone account of 1,250 Rand with an electronic funds transfer from his personal bank account. So here we see an example of a capital contribution made by the owner in way of paying an expense on behalf of the business. So when we go back to equity, we said that equity increases when a capital contribution is made. So in our transaction now, the owner made a capital contribution, but that capital contribution was made by way of payment of an expense. And an expense is debited. It decreases our equity. So here we once again sit with a transaction that both increases and decreases the same element. So if we now go back, there's no effect on assets because the payment was made from the personal bank account of the owner. So he made a capital contribution. So it's a plus 1,250 on equity. And he paid the telephone account, which is an expense, which is a minus 1,250, which then gives us a 0 net effect on equity. And our liabilities were not affected at all. Then transaction 7. An entry for interest received of 2,073 appears on the bank statement of imbalance. So we received interest. It means our bank account increased with the income we received. So it will be a positive 273 on assets under bank. And then the interest received is an income that will increase our equity. So we will have 273 Rand under equity, and we will have 0 under liabilities. So once you are done with a question like this, please double check all your amounts, double check that you used full stops and not commas, double check that you didn't use rand signs, double check that you used your minuses, that you had nothing in front of positive amounts, and double check that you filled in every block. Once you've done that, you can click on submit, and you will immediately get in your assignments a mark. If it's a quiz, you will immediately receive feedback like this. Now, on a question like this, if there's a red cross and you hover with your mouse cursor over that red cross, it will tell you incorrect. The correct answer is, and from there you can see what you were supposed to have done. So now I want to work through exactly the same question, but where it says maintained an unfavorable bank balance. Everything else is identical. So if we now say that the business maintained an unfavorable bank balance, then it means that bank is now a liability. So our first transaction will not be affected because bank was not affected. So it will still be a minus 2350 under equity and a positive 2350 under liabilities because we purchased stationery on credit. Now, transaction 2. Paid in balances monthly water and electricity of 3,400 Rand with an electronic funds transfer. So our equity will still decrease with minus 3,400. But now our bank account is a liability. So if we pay money, if we have a bank overdraft and we pay something more from that bank account, it means we will owe the bank more money. So the liability will increase. Your overdraft will increase, which means we will have a positive 3,400 Rand under liabilities because our liability is increasing with what we are taking out of that bank account in even a bigger excess than what we have already taken out of that bank account. So we had money in the bank, we spent, we reached a point of 0 Rand, and then we continued spending, and we are now at a point where we already owe money to the bank. So then if you pay more money from that bank account where you already owe money, you will increase what you owe to the bank. So it increases your liability. Then transaction 3, we received a direct deposit of 4,300 Rand for accounting services. So here, our income will still be a positive under equity, same as with the previous example. This time we will have a 0 under assets. And now when you have this bank overdraft, so you're owing money to the bank, now a deposit comes in. The money that came in will now decrease the amount of money that you owe on the bank overdraft to the bank. So we will have a decrease in our liability, which is bank overdraft. Now, if I'm now confusing you, please just keep your question and we will explain it in further detail if I am now confusing you. Then transaction 4, a debit order of 1,200 for insurance appears on the bank statement. Will once again have a 0 effect under assets this time around. It will decrease equity with the expense of insurance, and we will increase our bank overdraft, which is a liability. Transaction 5, received 2,500 Rand from Mrs. Mkhize in settlement of her account. So this time around, we will still have the minus 2,500 Rand on our trade and other receivables control, which is an asset. There's still no effect under equity, but this time, because we received a direct deposit on our bank overdraft, which is a liability, our liability will decrease with the 2,500 Rand that was deposited, because With each deposit on a bank overdraft, the bank overdraft decreases and it will continue decreasing with deposits until you reach a point of R0. And the moment you go over R0 and there's money in your bank account again, being a favorable bank balance, the moment that happens, your bank changes back to an asset. But as long as you have a bank overdraft, it's a liability. Then transaction 6 will have zero difference because it's still the owner who made a capital contribution by paying an expense. So it will still be 1,250 Rand plus on your equity because of the capital contribution, and it will still be a minus 1,250 Rand because of the expense that was paid. Now, transaction 7, an entry for interest charged of 273 Rand appears on the bank statement of imbalance. So if you have a bank overdraft, the bank is going to make you pay interest on what you owe them. Whereas if you have a favorable bank balance, the bank will give you interest on what they owe you. So this time around, it's an expense. So nothing under assets, and we will have a minus 273 as expense, interest expense under equity, and then our liability will increase with the interest that was taken out of our bank account. And then we can just click on submit, and the same as the previous time. If there's red crosses, you can just hover over it. Now we will upload these questions on your module site so that you can go back to them and practice before your assignment opens tomorrow morning. So that is all from my side. I'm now going to hand over to Ms. Van die Kerk.
Good evening, everyone. I hope you all can hear me. Thank you, Ms. Dry, for the class. I think the students really benefited from this, especially the practical examples and, of course, that summaries that you showed them. I'm sorry I've been busy with the lobby, my email, and the chat, so I apologize if I couldn't get to everyone. Those of you, okay, let's start with those of you who have your hands up. But please, I want to ask that we stay in the same sequence. Because last time it was chaos. People were just unmuting and asking questions and so on. The first person, Malawu.
Okay, I've reactivated everybody's microphone, so please just unmute yourself and then you can ask your question.
Thank you for that, Ms. Dry.
Thank you for that, Ms. Dry.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, you have a bit of an echo.
Echo.
Do you maybe have
Do you
two
maybe have two
devices on?
devices on?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, if you log out of
Log
one of
out
the
of one of the
devices,
devices,
the echo might
the
stop.
echo might stop.
Yes, I did.
Yes, I did.
Okay,
Okay.
maybe
Ma'am,
yes.
Yes.
is
Is
the
the
assignment an open
assignment
book
an
and
open
is it
book
going to
and
be
is it going to be
invigilated?
invigilated?
Assignment 4.
Assignment 4.
No, ma'am, is the
No, ma'am, is the
assignment
assignment
an open
an
book?
open book?
Oh, sorry.
Oh,
Because
sorry.
of the
Because
echo,
of the
I can't
echo,
hear
I can't hear
properly.
properly.
No, none of the
No, none of the
assignments
assignments
open book.
open book.
Okay.
Okay.
Can you please
Can you please
explain
explain
why number 2
why
and
number
3
2
are
and
0 for
3
the
are 0
assets?
for the assets?
Okay, guys,
Okay,
please
guys,
mute
please mute
yourself.
yourself.
Sorry, sir, you
Sorry,
were
sir, you
saying?
were saying.
Ma'am, I was saying, can
Ma'am,
you
I was
please
saying, can you
explain
please explain
Why is number
Why
2
is
and
number
3
2
0
and
for
3 is 0
assets?
for assets?
Okay, let me just
Okay,
get
let
to
me
the
just get to the
example.
example.
Guys, please mute
Guys, please mute
yourself.
yourself.
Mm,
Please mute yourselves, guys.
sorry, sir, I'm getting to the questions quickly that I can help you. Okay. Ms. Dry, can you kindly just assist me where the questions were uploaded? I can't find them.
I'll reshare my screen.
Thank you so much. Yes, sir, what was your question?
Ma'am, my question was that why is number 2 and 3 0 for the assets?
Okay, let's first, okay, you know how to make the screen bigger. At the bottom, there's a plus sign. So you can, for all of those, the other people as well, you can just click on the plus sign. Or if you have a mouse, you can hold in control and roll forward with the roller on your mouse, if I can put it like that. Okay, it was numbers 2 and 3, and someone is chewing in my ears. Please mute. You said 2 and 3, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's first start by reading the top. That's always the most important, except of course now the instructions. The following transactions is in balance. Okay, February. Okay. So, first of all, we know it's an unfavorable bank balance. Okay. So on the second, paid in balance monthly water and electricity of 3,400 Rand with electronic funds transfer. Now, first of all, if you pay and you have an unfavorable bank balance, what does that mean? That means that, first of all, your bank is already a liability. So it's already in a negative balance, meaning a credit balance. Does that make sense, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then, now remember, you are paying again from this negative balance, which means it's going to increase with 3,400 Rand. Apologies. So because you are already owing, you're already in debt, it means that you're adding now to that debt, if I can say it in that way.
Oh,
Because the bank is already in a credit. Remember, you guys must remember there's a difference between debit and credit when you receive your bank statements, and a debit and credit when you're on this side, meaning you're the bank. Remember, you are always see yourself as you are the entity. So you guys are Mr. Mr. Malepe. So remember, you now have a credit balance in the bank, which is not nice, which is bad, which is unfavorable. Now, if you spend more money, your credit side will increase, like I said, the debt. Okay, now the other side, so meaning now, oh, sorry about that. The other side will be your water and electricity. So, first of all, the answer, of course, because you are increasing your credit side, it will be an increase of 3,400 under liabilities. You agree with that?
yes, ma'am.
Okay. But remember now, according to the instructions, you don't show a plus sign. That's very important. So you just type 3,400 and you tell us what happened, which account was debited, credited. In this case, your unfavorable bank was credited. So the other side of the transaction, remember you always have at least 2 transactions, is your water and electricity, which is an expense. Now remember, when an expense occurs, it increases on your debit side. Okay, it's like you are making a list of all your expenses of water and electricity each month. So you're going to debit it each month. But now comes the important part. Under equity, your equity is like your owner's equity. It's like you can say it's basically like your capital that you have in your business. Your owner's equity. It decreases your owner's equity. That's why we are showing it with a minus. And according to the instructions, we may show a minus without any plus, guys, without any spaces between the minus and the amount of 3,400. So that's the big thing. I think, so you must remember an expense. Sorry, guys, please mute. So expense, just hold on. Let me just mute. Oh, thank you. So remember the expense, an expense like water and electricity, telephone account, whatever is increased on the debit side, but under equity. Think of equity. Go and read up in your learning unit 1 and 2 regarding equity. Equity is, like I said, I see it like basically my capital. So under equity, an expense is going to decrease. You agree?
Yes, ma'am, I agree.
So it makes sense now for you.
Yes, ma'am, it does. Thank you.
It's a pleasure. I hope I've answered the others as well. If not, number 1 hand is Holongwa. Now is number 3. First one is Lesese. Sorry, I'm very bad with pronouncing names and surnames. Beletso. You can unmute. Beletso. Okay. I'm going to lower this person's hand. Okay, first person now is Ulebugeng. Grace.
Hello, ma'am.
Hi, ma'am. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. And yourself?
Fine, thank you.
The examples that we received, are we going to get like a PDF to show us, or must we go through the recording again?
Like if I recall correctly, Miss Dry said she will upload it for you guys. The examples like she showed you. Under learning unit, I think it will be 2.
Okay.
Yeah, but we will also put an announcement on. I'll just talk to Miss Dry beforehand so that you guys know where to find it. Yeah, so it won't be a PDF. It will be literally the questions that you can then you can practice with. Ms. Dry, if I'm not correct, please correct me.
And then will we have the corrections too?
No, you will, yeah, but you mean you will see if you're correct or not correct?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Yes, you will be able to, if it's loaded, upload it as a question, like Ms. Dry did, then it will show you when you are incorrect.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
It's a pleasure. Kristen?
Good evening, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, so I do have a question in regards to the unfavorable bank balance.
Yes.
So when we went through the equations.
Yes.
So what we've learned so far is what happens on the one side should balance out on the other.
Yes.
So when the person received the money from the accounts payable, we minused on the asset side. I think it was number 3 or 4. We minused on the debit side as well as on the liability side. If I may ask, please, can you just quickly explain to me as to why we added a minus on the asset side if it was money that we received? I get that it minus on the liability side because that's money received. It's less money that we owe the bank. But why did we add a minus on the asset side?
That was the unfavorable question.
That is correct. Yes, ma'am.
And it is number 3, you say?
They say it's number 5.
Oh, 5.
Yes, I do apologize.
No
Antoinette,
problem. Yes.
that was where the debtor settled her account. So
Oh.
the debtor is an asset. So it was money that was owed to us. So the debtor's account would have been credited with the money we received, decreasing the asset. And then our bank account would have been debited with that money, but our bank account was now a liability. So the liability decrease and the asset decrease. So we are still balancing. Don't know if that answers you.
Okay, yes, it does. Okay, so the way that I saw it was on one balance sheet, but if it was on a big business, it would have been on a different T account that balanced out on the main T account. Am I correct?
Yes, it's 2 accounts. The trade receivables and the bank accounts are 2 accounts. Both of them, or the one would have lied on your balance sheet under current liabilities, and the other one would have lied under current assets.
Okay, that's perfect. Thank you very much. That answers my question.
Thank you, Ms. Dry. Appreciate. Okay, number 1 currently is Carly. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. You can unmute yourself. Okay, Carly. Okay, I'm lowering hand. Number 2. Bill. Yes. Tebele, please mute yourself. Thank you. Obele, sorry. Okay, I can only pronounce Bill. Lady. I'm assuming it's a lady. She's not responding. Okay, next person. Yes, you can go ahead. Is it Nongogo?
No, it's Pearl.
Oh, Paul. Okay, you are there. Okay.
Okay,
Yes.
let me.
Paul, you can go ahead.
So on our compulsory reading, we were given rules of assets and expenses, right? That assets increase and expenses decrease, and then we also
You broke up a bit.
Liabilities decrease.
Sorry.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
So on our compulsory reading, we were given the rules of assets and expenses and also the rules of liabilities and incomes. That I understood, but then Mrs. Dry also mentioned something to do with equity, that equity expenses decrease and income will increase. So I did not quite accounting, so I'm not really understanding what she means when she said that.
Okay. Okay. It's exactly as you said, is what Ms. Dry said, and that is correct, of course. Remember, like I explained to the first person, when you have an expense, like for example, water and electricity, telephone, rent that you're paying, and so forth, when it occurs, it will be debited because an expense, according to the rules, increases on the debit side. You agree with that?
Yes, I do.
Okay. But now remember, expenses under equity. If you see equity like I see it, I know it's not your capital, but it's like your equity of your business. If you put an expense under equity, it means it will lower your equity, meaning it will decrease your equity. And equity decreases on the debit side. So that's why you're showing it as a minus under equity. Does that make sense?
Yes, I think it does.
Mm-hmm. So,
Okay, no.
You can go ahead.
So you said that for assets and expenses, expenses rather would decrease on your credit side, which is your right side, and under equity,
Mm-hmm.
it's on your left side.
Sorry, you
On
broke
your right
up.
side, left side.
Okay. Yeah. So expenses and assets increase on your left side, your debit side, and
Yes.
it will decrease on your credit side, your right-hand side. But when it's under equity, then it will show as a minus
Oh,
because equity decreases on your left-hand side, the debit side.
oh,
But
okay.
if you were to show your expense, like let's say telephone account, separately, not under equity, then that expense telephone would have been shown as a debit and it would have increased. But because it's shown under equity, it's a negative for your company basically because it's an expense. Money is being taken out. Does it make sense?
Yes, it does. Thank you so much.
Okay, I'm glad. Pleasure. Non Gogo. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly.
No, it's fine. I
Yes.
hope you're well. I just want to add something.
Yes.
It's my first time doing accounting, so I have no clue. So
Mhm.
now I try to see if I'm able to contact my tutor.
Okay.
But there's no way on that portal, on that group thing, I
Mhm.
didn't see a way where I have to send a message. It doesn't give me an option to reply to anything.
Okay. Has there been anything on the site like a welcome message?
Yes, she sent it, I think, on the 15th. But on
Okay.
that welcome message, I'm not able to reply to ask questions
Okay.
or any assistance.
Are you referring now to the email you received in your My Life or
No,
on the site?
I logged into the site. So
Okay.
on the side, I'm not able to ask questions because I also, when I was busy with Unit 1 and 2, I had few questions I wanted to ask because when we're doing the self-assessment, there were, I think, maybe I can say long questions. So I was not sure if it's long questions, do we reference or we don't reference or we just write our answers? Do we say where we got those answers or what do we do?
Okay, now you're referring to the self-assessment questions, am I right?
Yes,
Okay,
in case
now
we get something like that in the assignments, just to be on the share.
now I will quickly answer you, but I also want to ask you, I don't know if I can, but the eTutors number, was it
Okay.
E5, E?
Let me quickly log in. I'll tell you just now. Please give me a
Okay.
second.
Because there should be also a place where the e-tutor put an announcement and maybe
Yes.
she or he said specifically where you should go to ask questions or created a forum or something like that.
Okay, so now I'm on the portal on my modules. So
Mhm.
my group is 2E. I'm guessing that's the group number. So
Yes.
her announcements are there. It's the tutor introducing him or herself.
Okay, so
Then
she
when you
did
click
that.
on it, there's yes. When you click on it, there's no option to reply to the introduction. There's no options to start a forum,
Conversation.
like a conversation anyway.
Okay, but remember now with an introduction, there won't be a reply because it's just a
Okay.
general introduction. They don't need any replies. But aren't there any other announcements? Like, for example, use this forum, or please use this platform as for any questions. Is there nothing like that?
There is nothing like that. It's only that one introduction.
Okay.
Then there's no space, like there's no option for me to start a forum
Okay.
to inform the tutor.
Okay, I'll follow up with the tutor. And if you still just give it a few days. If the tutor then still hasn't created a platform for you to ask questions on, you are always welcome to send your questions to the FIC 1503 at unisa.ac.za module email box.
All right, I will do
Okay.
that.
You will get the email address in your tutorial letter 101, and online it is also provided.
Okay, I will look to it then.
But thank you for notifying us, and then I will follow up regarding this. I will actually follow up from all the e-tutors. Just take note, guys, sometimes it can take 24 to 48 hours before your e-tutor site shows under my modules. And please refer to the announcement that was posted that says student support e-tutors. At the bottom of that announcement is an email to Mr. Setole, Mr. Joseph Setole, who you can email and ask to be grouped if you have not been grouped yet, or if you can't see your group and it's been now longer than 48 hours. Just please take note, he's unfortunately on leave and only back on the 20th. But there's no worries. Remember, you can still ask questions by sending an email to the mailbox that I just referred to. And then also by asking your rather by working through the material that you have on the main site. So, yeah, please, you can still reach out to us. Okay, guys, we only have 2 minutes left. Let's see quickly. Nungogo, sorry, you were starting to talk and then we lost you a bit again. You can go ahead.
No, I'm fine. I just wanted to address that because it's my first time doing accounting.
Oh,
And I really
sorry.
need the
Yes.
assistance. So
Oh, no, I didn't see. You didn't lower your hand. Sorry about that.
Okay.
No
Alright.
problem.
Alright.
Okay,
Thank you.
Lucas.
Good evening.
Good evening.
If you may share the questions again, I have a question both on favorable and unfavorable balances regarding the amount of money that the owner pays out of his own personal capacity. Shouldn't the liability of the company increase because we now owe him 1,250?
Okay, first of all, remember, like Ms. Dry referred you to, everyone to that table 2.3 in your learning unit 2 with the list of all the type of accounts you get, that's assets, expenses, and so forth. if I'm not mistaken, it also shows you that capital and drawings falls under equity. So your capital is when your owner contributes via either with money or with a vehicle or computer equipment and so on. Then remember that owner's capital account is not a liability. You are just increasing his capital account under equity because we are owing him more. Does that make sense on the one side if I just first refer to this side?
Yes. Would you be kind enough to just please share those questions again so that we are looking at the table?
Okay, let's quickly look at those.
Antoinette, the questions are now uploaded in the Learning Unit 2 section as a quiz just below, I think it's your discussion forum.
Thank you so much. So in Learning Unit 2, you guys, thank you so much, Rika. Let me go. Yes, it quiz. Learning Unit 2, practice questions. Wonderful. Thank you so, so much. Okay, guys, let's just quickly look. Okay, I'm just opening it up. Okay. Okay, yeah. Oh, sorry. I will share my screen. Can everyone see it?
Yes, I can see it.
Okay, I apologize if it's a bit small. Let me see. Can you guys make it bigger like I said in the chat, or let me see. Is this a bit better? This?
Yes, that's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, that's better, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, this is the unfavorable bank one.
Yes.
So we already know. I always start with the bank. I always. If it's not bank, then you know it's credit, meaning it's either a client, either a debtor, or we call it, we rather refer to it now as your accounts receivable, or a creditor, meaning your accounts payable. If it's not that, then I always know it's bank, and the same the other way around. So unfavorable bank, we all now know, is a liability, and it increases on the credit side. Okay, so which transaction?
6.
Number 6. Okay.
Yes.
The owner paid in balance telephone account of 1250 with an electronic funds transfer from his personal bank account. So first of all, I start with bank. When your owner is paying something that's for the business, it's supposed to be paid from the business bank account, even though it's unfavorable. But in this case, the owner decided to pay it from his personal bank account. So that means that we owe now the owner the 1250.
100%, yes.
Yes. Now, remember, like I said, capital and drawings is categorized under equity. Now, capital is like your income and your equity. It increases on your credit side, meaning your right-hand side, and debit side, your left-hand. Oh no, decreases on your debit side, your left-hand side. Now, in this case, it will increase the capital because remember, we owe now the owner more capital. Does that make sense?
Makes sense, yes.
So under your equity, you will already have there a plus 1250. You agree?
Okay, yes, I
But
agree.
But remember, in the question when you do it, we don't show a plus, like in the instructions here.
Yes.
Okay. Now the second leg is, of course, what did he pay for? He paid for the telephone account, which is an expense. And the expense increases on your debit side, which is your left-hand side, and it decreases on your credit side, which is your right-hand side. Now, like I also explained earlier, remember under equity, an expense such as telephone will decrease your equity. Because yes, telephone account is an expense if you put it separately in its own account, but under equity, it will decrease your value or your money in your business. Do you agree?
I agree, yes.
So that will be a minus 1250. So because it's a minus 1250 and a plus 1250, the net effect will be 0. That is what we mean by this instruction here, that we want the net effect. So the net effect will be 0. Because a plus and a minus, it will cancel out and be a 0. Does that make sense, sir?
Makes sense, yes. How do we account for the money that comes from the owner?
By putting it in that capital account, that's how you account for it.
All right, in the capital account, which means in the event that our bank balance is favorable, we will decrease the capital account when we pay the owner back his 1,250.
Yes, that's correct.
All right. That will be on the equity side. It will be a decrease, and the bank also will decrease because we would be taking money out of the business, paying sort of debtor.
Yes, sir.
Creditor. All right.
Yes.
Then in the favorable scenario, if we could look at that quickly.
Okay. Okay, I just see the unfavorable, except if, let me just continue. This is unfavorable. Let's say finish.
You can just speak to it. We don't have to.
Okay, what
see the
happened?
screen, I think. Yeah,
Yes.
what happens in the favorable scenario?
Okay, so it's basically the same as in on the 7th.
Yes.
Oh, sorry, the 6th.
The 6th.
Okay, when it's a favorable bank balance, remember, in this case, the bank balance of the entity is not relevant, or of the business. Reason being, the bank that was paid, the expense was paid from, was from the owner's personal bank account. And that is always seen as the capital account. So your capital account will still increase with 1250. Okay, you agree with that, sir?
Yes.
Okay, so that doesn't mean, so it's not about the unfavorable favorable in this case, because this is now the personal bank account. And then you will still have an expense, the telephone account, which will increase when it's showed separately, but under equity, it decreases your value, or your capital, or your how can I say, yeah, your equity, basically. I can say it like that. It decreases your equity. So that's again a plus and minus effect, which will give you again a 0. So
Yes.
actually in this scenario, either favorable or unfavorable bank, it will have the same net effect.
All right. No, thank you very much, ma'am.
It's a pleasure. Guys, we are about 10 minutes after 8. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to leave you. We will put an announcement up again for the next class. We are trying to do weekly classes, and we will have different presenters and so on. If you have any other questions, please reach out to your e-tutor or to us at the FIC mailbox. Please don't email us directly, rather email to the mailbox, the FIC 1503@unisa.ac.za. I'll quickly also put it in the chat.
I'm so sorry. Could I please ask?
Yes.
And this is unsolicited. But
Mm.
when you say presenters, do you mean will there be a question that a particular group has to present, or do you mean as in like the two lecturers or the lecturers involved in a particular course?
Oh, sorry, ma'am. I couldn't hear properly. Say again.
Sorry, I wanted to ask.
Mm.
When you say presenters, do you mean as in each group will be required to present perhaps a particular question that you've asked? Or do you mean the lecturers who are involved in this particular course?
Oh, the lecturers and
Oh.
yeah, the other lecturers and also the e-tutors, so that you can
Thank you
get
so much.
used to the e-tutors, and it won't necessarily be your e-tutor now, for example. It may be one of the other students' e-tutor.
Thank you so
But
much for the clarification.
yes, but now we will put up announcements. Please, please, guys, go to your site daily. Look at your announcements. I don't know how quick the notifications comes through to your My Life email. So I would rather suggest go on your online site, to the main site, not your e-tutor site. And there is everything you need and what you need to do, where you need to unlock, work through activities, do self-assessments, and also attempt your assignment. And then I just want to wish you all well with the assignment. I trust it will go well. Please, if you guys haven't, let me stop share. To share, I just want to share one last thing, then I'm going to leave you guys. Here it is. Let me share it quickly. Okay. Please make sure you read this announcement. It was posted this afternoon, and I also sent out an SMS notification. It's general information regarding your assignment. 1, it will open tomorrow morning at 10, and it will close the 20th of March, unfortunately at 4. Now, before emails come streaming in about this, I would just want to quickly explain. We all, unfortunately, all the lecturers, we are a really large university and there's a lot of modules. So unfortunately, that was the only open time that I could get for the module. All the other times until 12 o'clock at night were already full. So I could, unfortunately, we could not get another time. So I know it's not a good time. We all would have appreciated it if it was at least at 9 or 10 or 11. But I apologize. This was the only time that we managed to get. And then just please read through this and take note of it. Like I said, it's on your announcements. But good luck, everyone, and take care. And I hope you have a lovely evening further.
Sorry, excuse me.
Yes.
Sorry, you can leave. I wanted to ask.
Yes.
Yes. the students who are not allocated to the tutor. So that also resolved.
Sorry, sir, you're breaking up.
I'm saying, I'm sorry about that. I'm saying that I'm one of the students who are not allocated on the e-tutors group. Will that also be resolved?
Okay, sir, you just go to your announcements. Do you know where that is on your main site?
Yes, I do know.
Okay, then you just scroll down and look for the announcement that says student support e-tutors.
So I'm looking for
Something about student support e-tutors.
Okay, yes, I do see it.
Okay. And at the bottom of the announcement, you will see Mr. Setole's email address. But he's just currently on leave until the 20th. But like I said, all that you currently need is the main module site so that you can work through the learning units and the activities, unlock it and so forth. And for now, focus on your compulsory assignment 1. So you don't need to worry that you're not allocated yet to an e-tutor.
Okay, sorry to interrupt you. The email address that I've got on my announcement, it's for Mr. Mtai.
Are you sure? Let me make sure then from my side.
Yes, because it's Mr. Mtai at mtais@unisa.ac.za.
Let me just make sure, because remember the email addresses do differ. And it's not always exactly the same as your name and surname. Let me see, where's my announcement? Here it is. Yeah, it's SIT. Let me open it up. It's just opening. Sorry for that. I'm going to share my screen. Okay, guys, here at the bottom. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, here it is Mr. Joseph Setole. So it's SITHOJV@UNISA.
Okay, because that's not the email address that I've got from my announcement.
Okay, did you go to your main site, sir?
Yes.
Not your e-tutor site.
No, I don't have the e-tutor side. I only have
Oh,
the.
yes, of course. Apologies. Sorry about that. Yeah, of course, you said that. Okay. You see, because this is what I myself posted and what is according to me on the main site. So I'm not sure how come it's not. Just give me a second. I just want to stop sharing and then go on the main site myself. I am on it. And then just quickly look at the announcements that we make sure that it's uploaded correctly. Announcements, okay, just opening quickly. Let me look for eTutors. I have it here. Okay, I'm just closing it. Sir, I'm going to share my screen again. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, here on the 11th of March, I posted the eTutor announcement, and according to my site, or the site that shows on your guys' side as well, it's the same person. But let me do this. I'm going to copy and paste this in the chat so that you have the correct person. Okay, wait, the chat is turned off. Can you kindly just quickly write this down for yourself?
Yes, I did take a screenshot, ma'am. It's fine.
Oh, wonderful. Okay. Thank you so much. Okay, guys. Thank
Good
you so
evening, ma'am.
much.
Sorry, ma'am,
Yes.
before you leave, how
Okay.
many attempts do we have for the quiz?
You will see in that announcement I said you guys must read through. We mentioned there you have 2 attempts. And it's 40 minutes, so it's 40 minutes for each attempt. Quickly, lastly, that sir, you were
Thank you.
saying? Pleasure.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry, ma'am. I
Mhm.
just got 2 questions that I need to get clarity on.
Mhm.
Concerning the questions, are they all based upon favorable or unfavorable kind of questions where we are applying the basic accounting equation? Or do we
Mhm.
have to also identify the accounts that have been affected, the 2 accounts, based on the double entry principle? And
Mhm.
then the second question is concerning the amounts that shall be given in the questions. If they are saying that include VAT factor into VAT, are we going to calculate the 15% or that 15% will already been calculated in the figures that shall be given to us?
Okay, so for now, let me just first answer your first question. Everything you asked in your first question, you can take note of. It will be a combination of favorable, unfavorable. You will have to give the amounts only, or the amounts and indicate the accounts that will be affected. So it will be a combination of everything. Please go back to that quiz under the introduction of FAC 1503, where you get your assignment dates and study plan and those lessons. There was that quiz that you guys had to get 80% for to unlock your first learning unit. Now there, if you just attempt the quiz again, you will see there's other examples of types of questions you can get. For example, MCQ, embedded close. You will see exactly what type of questions you can expect. But also like Ms. Dry's example is a perfect example as well. But you can also be asked which account will be debited and credited and so forth. Your second question,
The headset.
sorry? Hello? Sorry, sir? Hello?
You can go ahead, ma'am. Yes, the second question.
Yes, what was the second question again?
Concerning VAT, because the questions that we're given right now, VAT was not included.
Yes.
So now, if they are saying that factor in the 15% of VAT, do we need to calculate first that 15% and add it up, or would that 15% already be included in the figures that will be given to us? So there's no need for us to calculate the VAT amount.
Okay. Remember your assignment 1 that opens tomorrow morning at 10 is only regarding learning unit 1 and 2. And we don't do VAT in learning unit 1 and 2. So all the amounts that you will receive will not be relevant to VAT. It will be VAT will be included, but you don't have to worry about VAT. Once you get to learning unit 3 in your assignment 2, there you will have VAT. And then it will be applicable to the amounts. And then we will tell you if an amount is excluded of VAT or included, if the VAT's included. But for now, you don't need to worry about VAT at all because we have not discussed it yet in Learning Unit 1 and 2. Okay. Guys, I really need to go. I apologize. Okay, just one more. Okay. Yes.
Sorry, ma'am, can I ask, when will the recording be uploaded?
Okay. The problem is that, or not the problem, the thing is just it needs to be edited. And and so on. So we will try and upload it as soon as possible via an announcement. So please check your announcements tomorrow, and so forth. We will put it up as soon as we can. Okay, guys,
Okay.
have a wonderful evening further, and thank you for joining. And please spread the news that those that couldn't join, it may be because they didn't join with their MyLife email account. We unfortunately could not allow them in. Okay, guys, have a nice evening, and again, best wishes with your assignment.
Take care. Bye.
Bye. Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye bye.